Good day. It is approximately 6:02 p.m. Central Standard Time on June 2nd, 2019. I was hoping we would get a break today in the weather, but it looks like we have some more unusually interesting things happening here. You can see here this line in the middle of the United States, severe weather alerts, pretty much reaching from Rapid City, South Dakota, back here to Casper, Wyoming, and then straight south through Denver, Santa Fe, El Paso, into Mexico, really, Fort Stockton. So basically what that is right there is the front of the mountain range. So the mountains kind of go like this, and there's a little indent somewhere in New Mexico, and they kind of go down there, and then this is kind of the mountain. So this is kind of the front side of the mountains where we're getting all these counties with severe weather alerts. Let's see what they have to say. Cheyenne, significant weather. I'm pretty sure it's thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm watch. Usually when it's a severe thunderstorm watch, that means hail is possible. Tornadoes are possible, lightning, winds, and rain. So finally Amarillo got a break here, but now we have this part of Texas down here, Midland, Odessa area, south into Albuquerque, New Mexico. Is Albuquerque part of it? Roswell, yeah, Albuquerque's right over here. You can see kind of a double warning there for Albuquerque. Severe thunderstorm, Estancia, Moriarty, everybody's included through here. New Mexico has been pretty much untouched for a long time. But again, it looks like it's the front side of this mountain range. Pueblo, Wallensburg, Trinidad, Raton. You can see all the cities are all kind of built on the front side of the mountain range there, up and down. And that's a big trucking route too. So if you're on Route 25, if you have to go that way, probably tonight's not the best time to go. Although, well, this one expires at 5:15, so really that's only in about 10 more minutes. Wyoming, let's see when this one expires down here. 10 p.m. So as you go south, it looks like it gets later. Let's look at what else is going on. Go back over let's zoom out actually first. And we can see up here in Alaska, we've got warnings. Hawaii has warnings. The west coast, up and down. East coast, up and down. Middle of the country, flooding. And now this mountain range thing. And then up here in Idaho, they had some tornadoes there today. So Arizona's kind of getting the day off, and that's just about it. So let's start out up here in Alaska and see what they have. Special weather statement, Fairbanks. Let's see if we can find out what it is. Heavy rain rises in area rivers and streams, flooding. Rainfalls 3/4 of an inch, with some locations seen as much as 2 inches over the last 2 days. Creeks, Denali, Goodpasture, Salcha, 40-mile basins could rise very rapidly. Heavy rain and rapidly rising water. There's flooding everywhere these days. Mississippi's been in flood state. The Mississippi River's been in flood stage for 138 days. Country of Iran started flooding in March, and it hasn't stopped. There's reports of, well, these are reports, I haven't been there myself, but there are reports of 500,000 people displaced there, and 90% of the country flooded. When else have we ever seen that? Only in the days of Noah's flood. That's the only real report of a flood that big that took out an entire country. So that's Fairbanks, Alaska. Let's take a look at Hawaii and see what's going on. It doesn't look like, they have a lot of storm activity there. It's just, you see a little bit of greens and oranges right now. Let's see where it's going later tonight. This is prediction now for 10 o'clock. Looks like a little more. But, it doesn't look really bad. So, but, they probably have a lot of melting snow still. I don't know. Let's see what's going on in Hawaii here. Small craft advisory, Honolulu. Now, I don't know what knots are on, and I don't know how to spell Honolulu. Honolulu. Okay, sound it out. So, and they're not going to tell us what the small craft advisory, the details of it, I guess. We don't get to see that. So, oh, that's because that's over there. They don't have it. But anyway, what I was saying was, the small craft advisory over on the East Coast, for some of those areas, it's winds of 50 knots, and the warning said a person could easily be blown overboard. I mean, stay off the water, So small craft advisory over here, Newport, North Carolina. Special marine warning, Williamton, North Carolina. High winds, turbulent waters. We have ocean water now starting to encroach on the land and take back beach. We're seeing that happening. Coastal flood statement, Wakefield, Virginia. Coastal flood statement on both sides there of that bay. We got Washington, D.C. being encircled with reds and oranges. Somebody must have did something wrong there. Let's go back and look at that again. This is for 539. They're being surrounded by extreme violent atmospheric electrical storm activities. See what their warning is here. Severe thunderstorm watch. This looks pretty bad right here. See how deep red that is? Let's go up here. Aberdeen, small craft advisory. So you can kind of see it's really ramping up. I mean, we got weird stuff happening. We have airport weather warning, Boston, Massachusetts. We better look that up and see what that says. You know, this isn't kidding around anymore with the weather. Like, you need to be prepared. We all need to be prepared. Thunderstorms possible at 8:15 p.m. What's this up here? Oh, it's just storms. So let's look at some more weird stuff that's happening. We still have up here, we've got the water starting to take over the land. We got flooding, winds, lakeshore flooding, small craft advisories, Michigan, small craft advisories. Alpena, let's look it up. Alpena, Michigan. Frost advisory. Frost advisory remains in effect from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday. Widespread temperatures dropping to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The development of areas of frost will pose a threat to sensitive vegetation, especially across interior sections away from the lakes. A frost advisory means that widespread frost is expected. Sensitive outdoor plants may be killed if left uncovered. Well, that's perfect. That's, really complements the 25% of crops that farmers have been able to get in, only 25% of what they usually would. So it looks like this frost advisory is Michigan, northern Michigan, traveling south. See these white, see these gray, I'll circle it. Might be kind of hard to see. Plus, I love using this. So you can see frost advisory all the way down here, all the way to Minnesota. So we've got northern Minnesota, halfway down Minnesota, halfway down Wisconsin, halfway down Michigan. Interesting, isn't it? All right. And then, of course, we have our ever-present middle of the country river flooding happening. It's not going away. All these green lines, it's all river flooding. We've got isolated little severe weather, severe thunderstorms, little pockets. Not like it usually is, like a huge roving storm, just ripping across several states. We have little tiny outbreaks. It's kind of weird. We should look at, I wish we could look at some stuff like atmospheric conditions and stuff, but it's just too in-depth and too time-consuming, Special marine warning down there, Jacksonville, Florida area, significant weather. I mean, these are signs, stuff is popping off everywhere. Look at this line from Charleston area all the way in to Washington, D.C. So, let's see here. This is backside of that. So here's the mountain range, the front storm, or the storms going up and down the front of the mountains. And then on the backside, we've got this happening. There were tornadoes here in Idaho earlier where I circled. They're not really well known for tornadoes. Still got this river flooding in Nevada. A couple little pockets in Idaho still. That should be expired about in 50 minutes. And then California, they've been getting their crazy weather, and Santa Barbara floods. Here's some flood advisory coming out of the mountains. Special weather statement for Sacramento, Ukiah. So that's it. Looks like we're back to it. Looks like we've got a lot of little popcorn popping up. And, be prepared to have fresh water, have some food. It's better to choose how you go than to go in a way that you don't want to. Be ready to help other people, that's the main thing, because there's going to be a lot of people that just aren't ready for this stuff.